So I've been sitting at Tim Hortons basically for the whole evening, and I was there early in the morning too, but I came back and I decided, gotta get out of the house, gotta do something, right? So I went back to Tim Hortons, and now I'm on 4 cups of coffee, and I'm finishing this small little one. But yeah, I just have all this nervous tension, and I just feel like I have to expel it. So it also felt a little bit like it's an opportune time to make a video because a lot's been swirling in my head, and I posted some stuff um, recently on my website, and and um, I've been trying to be a little bit more provocative, but with still admitting that when I say I'm being provocative, it's not with the intent of getting anybody angry or um, stirring up shit for stirring up shit's sake. It's more like trying to break ground when it comes to definitions and concepts and things like that. But I can't take credit for everything because a lot of these memes I post, and memes really are provocative because they're so spiced and sharp and like to the point. They don't mess around too much, and so some of these memes are from bigger atheist sites, and I do repost them with the bigger atheist site, in the credits or in the post, the title or whatever. So I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but my blog isn't that big. It actually just has 20 followers, and like I don't make money from any of this. I'm sure there's people who would beg to differ, um, or anyway. But the point being is like I don't I don't make money like directly or even indirectly, as far as I know, from my blog. So I don't feel too guilty about reposting stuff. And if any of you have ever read my mandate, you'd see that I really kind of try to break things down in terms of self-education. But I mean, who says education has to be benign or sort of shallow or boring? And maybe most of the stuff just excites me, but given that it comes from bigger atheist sites, I think there's an audience for this type of stuff. I don't think that it's without merit, putting these memes on. Um, but yeah, recently I posted a couple of videos of I think an Iranian girl, and actually I think it's an Iranian boy as well, who both basically posted videos of burning the Quran. um, I never really hear the audio that clearly, so I'm not sure what was being said, but it was subtitled. So obviously, if it's subtitled, you don't always have to have the volume on. You pretty much get the idea. So yeah, I posted both those videos, and that's in the last couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And then there was this story that broke today, and I kind of have to look through my phone to get a better idea of what I posted. I really have bad memory, so you know, my website also kind of doubles as my notebook, really. And God forgive me, to my own detriment, I keep using Facebook as my notebook for to scribble down ideas before they're done, and it really gets. Yeah, so it's about the last thing I posted was basically, and I knew this was kind of hot water because it was a kind of a insensitive context because it was about these 4 Canadian military guys who basically ejaculated and spat, or put bacon on top of a Quran or whatever, ejaculated over the Quran, etc., etc. And I think one of them's been punished, and kicked out of the military, and I think the other three are waiting some sort of trial thing or whatever. Um, but the so I know it's kind of it's all sorts of sensitive because it's definitely within a context of the military. And I mean, our guys are abroad, right? Like, I mean, they're in these countries, these Muslim majority countries. I don't even know if that's politically correct to say Muslim majority. I have no idea, but there's a dealie about saying Muslim majority or whatever. Um, but yeah, so all I wrote was basically blasphemy, And yeah, I guess I was being, I guess I knew the article was a little bit um, spiked or a little bit offensive. But I guess my point about posting that article was to just say blasphemy. You know, and I think if you look at where we have people stationed in the Middle East, especially speaking, um, and I'm sure other countries in Asia or the Middle East especially, I think blasphemy as a legislated thing is is for far is blasphemy is punished for far less offensive acts in these countries. And it's kind of calling into question what is blasphemy, and um, they do it to their own people, right? Like, I mean, they just do this. They create death sentences and whiplashing and all this stuff for lesser offenses in the context of criticizing religion, not really ejaculating on the Quran or insulting Islam, things like that. Like these crimes about blasphemy, they're very strict. Anyway, so that's kind of what I posted today, and I had those two other videos that I just mentioned. So um, yeah, I'm never thoughtless when it comes to what I'm posting on there. I'm very aware of what I'm posting, but things are unpredictable sometimes. You can't predict how the world is going to work. So while I'm very aware of what I'm doing and what I'm saying and posting and stuff like that, I can't say that there's going to be a measured or an expected reaction. Sometimes it's expected, sometimes it's not. Generally, I haven't seen anything this far. It's been pretty, clear on the Western Front. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I feel like I now feel like I've expelled some of this nervous energy. So I'm happy I made this video. Um, and yeah, I think that's about as long as I'm gonna make it. Okay, bye.